Hi YouTube, we're back with another video on the channel, I guess. And today we're just doing a little brief walk around of this Ranger build. If you're here from Up North Outdoors channel, this is the walk around video we promised, I guess. So let's get right into it. So here we go with the motor. Like I said, it's from an 87 Econoline van. It's what the block and the heads are from, at least. The intake is a Parker high-rise plenum intake. I do have ported intake ports on the heads as well as exhaust ports, just a mild port. This motor was fully rebuilt by us as well. 30 over bore with a stage 2 cam and plenum intake, just headers. It's a very basic build. It's not making a lot of power, but it is fully new and it's a nice build. Also do have HEI distributor as well as electronic fuel injection from the Holley Sniper, which I really do enjoy on this. It was very annoying with the carburetor. Do also have Crown Vic accessories, which is like not very easy to fit things in here for sure. Still don't have an electric fan. On the trip I took to Cohen's, it was having some issues with some heat, so I did just take the old fan off and have a new one on order that'll replace. It's bigger, more CFM. Hopefully that'll work. And I measured, it should fit. So that's the motor. Very typical. The headers are actually from F-150 as well, 87 through 92 Ford truck. F-150. I know that's going to be a very common question. That's a very common question on these Ranger swaps. What headers you use. So there you go. And again, look back on other videos if you want more details as well. Front axle is a 1979 F-150 Dana 44, so it is the high pinion axle. This one I did narrow 6 inches on the passenger side. There has been numerous articles online. A lot of the early Bronco guys do this. They narrow it 6 inches so they could fit the high pinion axle under their Bronco, because high pinion, the gears are stronger than like a low pinion Dana 44. So it's a very common swap. We did that as well. You just got to pound in a sleeve. You cut it in half, you cut off 6 inches, and then you pound in a sleeve. Then you just weld it up and then do a couple plug welds as well. And the sleeve that we used is thicker than the actual, axle tube, so it's fine. And like I said, it's been done a lot of times and nobody's ever had issues with it breaking in half. You just got to do it right, and it should be all right. Steering is just the Rough Stuff Specialist 1-ton GM steering, DIY kit. Again, you just cut it to your desired length and then weld it as well. Then you'll have no issues with that. Track bar is actually just a bone stock one from an early Bronco. Got that from Jeff's Bronco Graveyard, actually. Track bar bracket is also the same. It's also a stock early Bronco track bar bracket. But I did weld it, or I didn't weld it, but someone welded it to the frame down here, and it broke off the frame. It didn't break the welds, but it did break the bottom of the frame off. So did add this brace over here and welded it to the brace, of course. So it's working good now. But yeah, and the gears are 488 gears with a Grizzly locker. So it is locked up front. Do have chromoly shafts up here as well. Both sides, full circle snap rings. You can go crazy with these Dana 44s. You can get RCVs, you could do truss, you could do all that stuff, and then run like 40s on these with these lighter rigs all day long. But honestly, if this ever gives me issues, I'll just put a Dana 1600. It's just cheaper in the long run. But right now, this is fully built to handle the 37s I have on it now. So I have some James Duff coil buckets as well. Actually have 3.5 inch F-150 lift springs. For a Ranger, this is about 5 inches of lift because it's just a lighter truck. Because this is for a 3.5 inch lift on a 79 F-150, so those are pretty heavy trucks compared to a Ranger. So it does give you about 5 inches on a Ranger. And then I just use the stock radius arms from that same truck as well, 79 F-150. Adapted the brackets a little bit to bolt to the frame. Custom setup, custom, cheap, and honestly, it really did have decent amount of flex if you watch the video for what this setup is. I do have a custom set of long arm radius arms that I'm making right now. I'll show you this maybe at the end. I have one fully done at this point. Just got to make the other one and then get the time to swap it over. So yeah, there's that. Transmission is a manual trans. It's an MP435 from a 1979 F-150 as well. Same with the transfer case, MP205, came from the same truck. I didn't do anything to these. All I did was just check the fluid, bolt them in, and they seem to be working fine. The drive shaft front one is from Tom Woods, just a custom length one. They don't have anything out of the box that's going to fit the front end of a Ranger with this type of transmission and TK setup, so I did have to order a custom one there. Rear one though, you can actually use the stock Ranger one. It fit. I didn't have to do anything to it, just put it in. It's from the 96 Ranger with a manual transmission and 4-wheel drive. It just slides right in perfectly. It was kind of funny. And then the rear end is a 9-inch from the same truck that I got everything else from. It's got the nodular case though with 488 gears and a grizzly locker. Also 31 splined, chromoly shafts back here as well. Just more built setup. You can go crazy again with this and go 35 spline, and honestly I probably will do that in the future for this because the 9-inch is definitely worth building and souping up. It's just got more ground clearance than anything you're gonna get with a 1-ton axle. And then like I said, 37s, 37 by 14.5, 15-inch rim, Toyos. Very, very heavy tires, but they do pretty good. It's pretty much the full rundown of this truck. Got some custom bumpers made for this as well. Works good. Fuel cell on the rear, paired with the Holley Sniper fuel pump. Got that from eBay. There's a lot of bad reviews on it, but I haven't had any issues. There's no water in the fuel or anything. You just got to make sure to close it right. It's definitely a pain to close. And then just did some minor repair on here. It was all, when I bought this truck, it was completely smashed over here. It was like in an accident or something. So I just got this from a junkyard and just made it work. It doesn't look the best, but it can at least fit the taillight now because it couldn't before. This side I didn't have to patch this area, but back here I did. Same thing. But interior is about what you expect for a mud truck, so it's not very nice, but got the EFI manual trans. I do want to do like a twin stick conversion to the 205 one day, but right now not gonna do anything. Just gonna run it, get that fan on there first, and then we're gonna run it, see how she does again. Let's fire up for you real quick too.